And you're on.
Leading up to the passage that I'm handling, the focus was all about, which is in Colossians, but the focus was all about Jesus and the supremacy of Jesus. But now the text shifts a little bit away from Jesus directly and kind of moves more so to Paul talking about the mystery that's been hidden until now and having the effect that it's having. But I want us to key in right now on verse 27 of the first chapter of Colossians, which says, "To them God has chosen to make known among the Gentiles the glorious riches of this mystery, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory." So this mystery that was hidden for the ages, up until this point, salvation had been just for the Jews. So it's been but for generations, God has kept this a secret, and a surprise that was going to blow people's minds. So just with this thought of God's trying to keep this secret, and it's for over the generations. And it reminded me of last year when it was Valentine's Day, and I was kind of in the doghouse with my wife. So I knew that I need to do something to really encourage my wife. I got to step up my game. So some ideas started coming to my mind, and I was like, okay, well, one of our friends just came back from Israel. She brought some sea salt. So wow, I could do a bath. So set up the whole bath, put some sea salt in there, put some candles around there. I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? Well, we had some rose petals. So I was like, okay, let me sprinkle some rose petals around the bedroom and all that stuff. And then I was thinking of some other things I've done, like they have these flower arrangements that are made from fruit, edible arrangements. So I was like, oh man, but that's pretty expensive though. Well, so what else can I do? Let me make my own. So some chocolate, some strawberries, dipped it in, and all that stuff. I set it on a tray on the bed. And it was great just to think about that. And all I remember is the excitement of just thinking about what was going to be her response when she came home and saw all this. And there was a little bit of fear because I was like, oh man, what if she comes home early? It's going to mess everything up, So there was a little bit of paranoia. But overall, I was pretty giddy. Just thinking about how I can encourage my wife. But I imagine that's how God was.
That's awesome.
All this whole time. He'd been sprinkling these little hints kind of throughout time, wondering when we were going to kind of put things together. And it was at this time that everything came into fruition. That this great salvation, the mystery that was going to be revealed, was Christ, even in Gentiles. That's us. Now, as I was encouraged just thinking about, okay, what was going to be my wife's response? We have to ask ourselves, what is our response to the salvation that we've been given?
Good question.
Is God disappointed with how you respond? Can you imagine if my wife came home and complained about not being able to take a shower, because the water was there? Or she's just crushing the strawberries as she's telling me to pick up, the trash that I have on the floor. And we kind of laugh at that visual, but that's how we can be with the salvation that we have. So what can you do to show God how grateful you are for your salvation? Well, we can look at Paul in this scripture. We can follow his footsteps, and we can make ourselves a servant of this gospel. So I'm just going to stop there.
Okay. Good job.